Hello, code milkers. I come to you with greatly horrible news. This channel is all about not getting milked by the code, and I was milked by the code today with this problem. Perform string shifts. It is a deceptively confusing problem. So I want to walk you through the areas I got milked in, and hopefully avoid you being milked by a problem similar to this one in the future. So, perform string shifts. It is, you are given a string S containing only lowercase English letters and a matrix shift, where shift I, so any element of in the shift matrix, so a subarray, the element only has two elements inside of it. The first is the direction, and the second is the amount. Both are integers. The direction can either be 0 or 1. So 0 means we're going to shift letters to the left, and 1 means we're going to shift letters to the right. The amount, the second element in the subarray, is the amount by which string will be shifted. So as you're going through the matrix, each separate subarray has a different amount that you're going to shift the string by. So a left shift by 1 means remove the first character of S and append it to the end. And a right shift by 1 means remove the last character of S and add to the beginning. So I found these two directions a little bit unclear, because I thought it was saying just remove. I don't know. I can't explain why, because it's still confusing to think about how I was confused by it. So I don't want to confuse myself further. But so here are the two test cases that they give us, and they're pretty clear. I'll run you through where I found problems. The first part of this I'll highlight what I got right. So the first part of this, right here, where I'm going through every subarray in the shift matrix, and incrementing the total amount to shift by. This part was correct right off the bat, because basically I boiled it down to, if we have a left and a right shift possible, the two can cancel each other out. So I wanted to go through and add up all of the amounts first, and then perform one shift at the end, and do this in linear time. I thought that performing one shift would be a lot simpler, and it is, but the next part was what I had trouble with. So a left shift I deemed as negative, and a right shift was positive. Here, if the total amount is 0, we just return the same string because there's no shift happening. And then this section was where it got a little bit dicey. So this problem I did record myself doing this problem, but the way that the video renders, I have to upload the iPhone video separately from the screen share. And then in a video editor, I put the iPhone video on top of the screen share video, so it's called compositing. And the render for that, if the video is like 15 minutes, it takes about 2 hours to render. And I think I got done with the problem after like an hour 10, maybe an hour 20. So it would take basically 6 or more hours to render the entire video probably. And a lot of it is nothing, so it just felt like a waste. I felt like it'd be a lot more beneficial for everyone to explain how I got milked by this problem. So let's just keep going with that. So here, my solution is that I break down the first half of the string and the second half of the new string. And based on if the shift is left or right, the first half or the second half is different depending on that. Originally, the problem I was having was I didn't think hard enough about what would be the first half and second half for a negative shift and what would be the opposite for a right shift. And because I didn't understand those well enough, I was getting errors that were not consistent across similar test cases. Like even like some of them for a left shift would come back with the correct answer, and then other ones for a left shift would come back with the wrong answer. So I was getting some conflicting test cases, which made it a little harder to debug. So I got around this problem by first checking if the total amount is less than 0, and if it is, I set is negative to true, and then I make total amount a positive number, because to slice a string, you have to be working within the indexes available in that string, and a negative would probably make more problems than it was worth. Then I use modulo to basically, if there was a shift amount that was greater than the length of the string, it would have been a little more confusing to do the actual shift. So I use modulo to get the remainder of total amount divided by the length of the string, and that number is the amount of shift that needed to occur. Then, if it's negative, we do this particular first half and second half, and if it's not negative, we do that first half and second half. And then at the end, we just return those first half plus second half. Yeah, so the problem, I got milked because I didn't read well enough. I didn't think about the problem long enough. And, yeah, that's it. I'll prove that this is a working answer. I'll click submit. Accepted. All good. And I don't think that they have numbers yet on how fast other ones are. Yeah. So, tough day. Got milked. But there's always tomorrow for more milking. Have a great day, everyone.